Hey, Yazid, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, bro.
Hmm.
I'm fine, and I have some important topic I think for you.
What is that? What is
Have
that?
you ever thought about how much social media is affecting teenagers these days?
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's like teenagers are glued with their phone 24 hours, and it's impacting them in ways we might not fully understand. Mm, what
I
what do
think
you
one
think?
of the most noticeable effect is on their self-esteem.
Hmm.
Teens are consistently exposed to this perfectly curated image of people who seem to have flawless life, perfect bodies, and so on. When you're that young, it's easy to start comparing yourself to those images and feel like you're not good enough.
I think that's true. That's so true. The pressure to live up to those unrealistic standards can be overwhelming, especially when those images are often filtered or edited. It gives a false idea of what people really look like or how their lives really are. But even worse, some teens no don't even realize that what they are seeing isn't reality.
Exactly. And the problem is that they don't just see this image once. They're currently bombarded with them every time they open Instagram, TikTok, or Snapchat. It becomes hard to avoid the comparison game, and over time it chips away at the confidence.
And what about constant need for validation? I think I think that's another major issue. These days, teenagers are looking for likes, comments, and followers as a way to measure their self-worth. If a post doesn't get enough engagement, they start questioning themselves, thinking maybe they are not interesting or they are not attractive enough.
It's such a toxic cycle. They end up lying their self extreme to how many likes they get, which is a very solo form of validation. And when they don't get the response they want, it can really affect their mental health.
Yes, yes, I think I've heard studies that show a direct link between heavy social media use and high rates of anxiety and depression in teens. The more time they spend online, the more they seem to experience these negative emotions. It's as if they can't disconnect from the online world, and it will affect their ability to relax or their enjoy real life experiences.
That's interesting, really interesting, but also a little worrying. I've noticed that teens also tend to use social media as a way to escape for their problem. Instead of dealing with issues like school stress or family conflicts, they turn to their phones. But the content distraction just keep them from confronting what really bothering them. Like
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah, that's true, but we can't ignore the role of cyberbullying either. Social media has made it's so much easier for bullying to happen. What used to take place in school or playgrounds is now happening online, where but it can be much more public, and sometimes it's anonymous.
Yeah, and that what's worse is that the bullying doesn't stop when the school day ends. It following them home. Teens can be harassed online at any times of day, and they can't really escape it. That content harassment can leave lasting scar on their mental health.
Yeah, exactly. Due to that thing, the anonymity of social media takes it even worse. People say things online that they they would never say in person because they feel like they won't face any consequences. For teens, that kind of cruelty can be devastating, especially when it feels like everyone is watching.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. But on the other hand, we have to acknowledge that social media does have some positive effect to it's not all bad. For example, it's a great way to teens to connect with their friends, especially if they're shy or have trouble socializing in person. Are you proof that?
Definitely. And social media can help teens find their community, whether it's a shared hobby or a fandom or even activism. And it can be empowering to find people who share the same interests, especially if they don't have that kind of support in their day-to-day lives. What do you think about that?
Mm, wait, yeah. And I also gives them a platform to express themselves,
Mm.
whether it's through posting photos, videos, or even writing. They have a space to show their creativity and voice their opinions. Some teens even use social media to raise awareness about important issues, which can be a very positive influence. But I think, how about you?
I'm agree with you. That's true. I've seen teenagers become more social aware and poli- politically active because of what they've learned on platform like Instagram or Twitter or maybe Line and etc. So in way, social media can help broaden their horizon, introduce them to new ideas, and even help them to learn. Do you agree?
Yeah, right. But it comes back to balance, doesn't it? Social media can be good, but only if it's used in moderation and with some critical thinking. What worries me is that many teens don't have that balance. They
Mm.
spend so much time on this platform that it's starting to influence with other part of their life.
Yeah, like how it's affecting their academic grades. Some things say it will stay up or not. all night, scrolling through their phones, and they are too tired to focus in class. That they didn't have time to study, and it's almost like they are addicted to social media.
That's great point. Social media is designed to be addictive. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok use algorithms that keep users engaged for as long as possible. Teens are especially vulnerable to this because they're still developing the ability to self-regulate, right?
Yes, that's right. And the more they use social media, and the more it can be mess with their sleep patterns too. The blue light from their screen disrupt their ability to fall asleep, and they end up getting less rest, which affect their mood and concentration during the day or during the class.
Yeah, and let's not forget about how it can affect their social skill. Some teens are so used to interacting online that they struggle with face-to-face communication. They might have hundreds of friends online, but feel lonely or isolated in real life.
Yeah, yeah, that's a huge issue. Social media should be a tool for connection, but it can actually lead to social isolation. If teens aren't careful, they might they might think they are connected because they have followers, but they are missing out on real, meaningful relationship.
Yeah, so what do you think we can do about it? Should teens stop using social media altogether?
I don't think that's realistic, but social media isn't going anywhere, and it it's become such a big part of how we communicate like we are right now. Instead, we need to teach teens how to use it responsibly. They need to understand how to navigate in this digital world without letting it take over their lives.
Yeah, I agree. Teaching digital literacy is key. They should learn how to spot fake news, recognize the effect of algorithms, and avoid falling into the comparison trap. It's all about helping them use social media as a tool, not a crutch.
Yeah, and it's about setting boundaries is important. Encouraging the teens to take breaks from social media or limit their screen time could be help them develop healthier habits. Maybe we should also promote more offline activities like sports or hobbies that can give them a break from their phones, maybe.
Exactly. A lot of teens don't even realize how much time they're spending online. If they set limits or use apps that track their screen time, they might be surprised by how much they're missing out on in real life.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And with a balanced approach, I think social media can be for a positive force. It's all about learning how to manage it, and so it doesn't manage them.
Absolutely. If we can guide them to use it wisely, social media could be a great platform for learning, connection, and growing, rather than something that negatively impact their mental health.
Yeah, I
Are you
complete.
agree?
Yeah. I completely agree with what you were saying. The key is balance and education. If we can help teens find that balance, they will be better equipped to navigate the digital world and use it in a way that benefits them instead of letting it bring them down.
Hmm. Well said. Here's to hoping that more teens can find that balance and make the most of what social media has to offer without letting it affect their well-being. By the way, bro, how long we in the gym, bro?
40 minutes, I think.
Oh, 40 minutes. I think that's enough, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Yazid, for the best opinion, best talks, best chit chat this evening with the topic. Very good. Thank
Okay, thank you very much too for you, bro.
you. Bye bye, Yazid.
Bye.